On the Studebaker Proving Ground, South Bend, Indiana, the new model cars are driven until their performance satisfies rigid requirements and standards. This year's Studebaker has a new man in the driver's seat. He is President Sherwood H. Egbert. His passenger here is Mr. E.J. Harding, Vice President and Chief Engineer. Together, they check out the product firsthand before approval for production is given. Already in his first year as Studebaker's president, Mr. Egbert has effected a tremendous impact and evoked an almost legendary loyalty. He's been referred to in the national press as a cyclone, a giant killer, and described by Fortune magazine as one of the most imaginative and aggressive young executives on the American business scene. Studebaker employees have already learned not to be surprised to find their president in any section of the company at any time of the day or night. He's equally at home in shirt sleeves or behind his administrative desk.
There you are, Martha. Over the past several years, I know that many of you dealers have been to Studebaker here in South Bend and visited our facilities. But since February, we have begun a new era of Studebaker, a Studebaker that has changed considerably. We have, in the past few weeks, under Forrest Draft, put together a film that will bring you some of the highlights of what is going on here today. We realize that each of you have a real investment in Studebaker and are looking forward to the profitable future, and to give you the assurance that we are doing something here at Studebaker, we are going to show you in these films some real progress. Here at this division, in starting right at the grassroots, we have begun with a cleanup campaign in which we have now spread some 25,000 gallons of paint through 6.5 million square feet of plant space. It's a new look, and it's a new spirit that you see here at Studebaker today, a new aggressive pace. Our employees, our supervision, are up on their toes and running to see that you get the finest quality merchandise that we can build. We are already testing our 1963 cars on the Proving Ground track today. Our 1964, our 1965 cars are being designed and will be built in Switzerland. In fact, we have two different designers building these cars so that we get two different ideas of the cars of the future. Let's come back now to Studebaker Today, and we have our leading news commentator of the area, Mr. Bob Young, who's going to give you a word-by-word description and a pictorial view of our factory as it is today. Bob, let's give him the whole show.
Sure will, Mr. Egbert.
Right over.
First, let's review some of Studebaker's recent acquisitions, which are adding so importantly to the company's financial health and enterprise. Once a month, the 6 division heads meet to keep in touch and to coordinate their activities. This meeting was held at our Clark Floor Machine Division at Muskegon, Michigan. Clark makes a line of diversified floor finishing and maintenance equipment, the best known in the industry for solving the housekeeping problems of floors wherever labor saving is a factor. In this model, versatility is built in. It applies solution to the floor, scrubs, picks up the dirt in solution, and dries, all in one operation. The Gravely Tractor Division of Dunbar, West Virginia, manufactures a central power unit, 6.5 horsepower, available with 30 different tools and attachments. It has unequaled versatility for garden, farm, and lawn work. But this little powerhouse can also be used as a seed spreader, snow blower, to cut timber, and for many other industrial chores. And as for versatility, it can even do the Mexican hat dance. Our Gehring Plastics Division, located in Kenilworth, New Jersey, manufactures and processes thermoplastic molding compositions and extruded products. Product applications for Gehring plastics are as unlimited as your imagination. The common market for plastics, garden hose, toys, food packaging, protective coverings, is stable. The potential market is, of course, tremendous because new uses for plastics are being found every day. Our Onan division of Minneapolis, Minnesota is the largest manufacturer of gasoline and diesel engine-driven electric generating plants in the world. In addition to primary power applications on farms, boats, seasonal homes, and field work, major markets for electric plants include OEM, the United States government, and standby needs, as in hospitals where power interruptions would be dangerous and costly. STP, an oil additive marketed nationally through service stations and garages, is the principal product of the company's most recent acquisition, Chemical Compounds of St. Joseph, Missouri. STP decreases the thinning of oil when heated, protects against engine wear, and reduces oil consumption. Perhaps the most exciting of Studebaker's acquisitions is the CTL division, because it is a supplier for America's missile program. CTL has been a leader in the development of high-temperature thermal shielding for the current astronaut project for human travel into space. We believe there's quite a future in space. CTL has prepared for it with modern plant facilities strategically located at Cincinnati, Ohio and Santa Ana, California, to better serve America's aircraft, rocket, and missile programs. Altogether, Studebaker's subsidiaries yield an income at the rate of $120 million annually. The acquisitions are one indication that Studebaker's new face is looking forward. Another is to be found right here in the plant, where the new face is expressing itself in a cleanup, paint-up program. If change is the keynote to progress, here is the evidence. 25,000 gallons of yellow, orange, green, and white paint have produced a new spirit, put new blood into Studebaker's veins, and rejuvenated the old. We are dressing up because Studebaker is going places. We call it color harmonizing. We want all our people to know and feel and see that our future is bright. We believe it stimulates positive, optimistic attitudes. We believe these attitudes improve the quality of the product, and a quality product is our best sales pitch. This color harmonizing project also expresses appreciation for loyal employee service, draws the personnel closer together, and signals that collectively we face a very prosperous future. We're at the Studebaker plant now, and let's see how some of the men feel about this cleanup campaign. Excuse me. Could I ask you how you feel about this cleanup campaign?
Well, this cleanup, they feel that someone must have been on the ball.
What's your impression of this new face in Studebaker?
Well, they all think a lot more of their job now, and they feel more secure that they have a nice place to work in. They think if the management thinks this much to clean the place up for them, that he thinks a little bit of them now, see?
Well, it was like a day and night difference. When you come into the place, why, it hurt your eyes. It was so bright.
So far, everybody that I've noticed or talked to and spoke of, they think it's wonderful.
But now that the plant is clean, it seems that the attitude of the workers is that we're coming into a clean place to work, the same as you go into your home, which is nice and clean. And that has a lot of reflection on the men of doing their work and helping to turn out better quality material.
Hi, excuse me. What's been your reaction to this cleanup campaign?
Well, I think it's great.
We're proud of it here. It has an effect upon the parts that we produce. I believe our quality is the highest it has been in several years. Several of the people said they'd like to have their family see this since it's been cleaned up, and they've made arrangements for an open house.
Is that so?
Next Friday evening and Monday and Tuesday evening.
These family nights at the plant are visual proof of the pride the employees have taken in their newly painted surroundings. The introduction of Studebaker's new face to their families has become a very special occasion. The general reaction has been one of surprise and delight. Color harmonizing is a two-way effort which shows our pride in our employees, gives them a plant in which it's pleasant to work, a neat atmosphere which is reflected in the high quality of the product. We're putting on a new face for management, too. This is the second floor of the administration building. Here, Lou Minkle, Director of Marketing, and Frank Suslovich, Sales Manager, are on their way to an advertising conference. We think color harmonizing makes a difference in everyone's attitude and in their results. And wait until you see the new lobby. Yes, things are looking up at Studebaker. Studebaker's international operations are adding materially to the company's financial strength. We're happy to report that the sales of Mercedes-Benz, for which we are the sole American distributor, have continued to gain in the American market, while sales of imported cars generally have leveled off. In Mexico, the Studebaker plant operation has been expanded considerably by including the assembly of a number of other imported makes of cars. In support of our dealers south of the border, we've established a time sales finance company. With the rapid growth of the middle-class economy in Mexico, this development promises to be a significant shot in the arm for our Mexican sales. Studebaker recently celebrated its 50th year in Canada. This year, Studebaker's Lark finished first and second in the famous Trans-Canada Rally, Montreal to Vancouver, winning out over international competition from 11 nations. On the home front, the government has been quick to recognize Studebaker's capabilities. In the first 6 months of this year, we've received over $31 million in defense business. With representation in Washington, we can expect a sizable share of future government military contracts. Foreign operations which augment Studebaker's worldwide complex include South Africa, Belgium, Israel, Chile, Argentina, and Australia. Our future is being molded by many men in many various divisions, working on products to be marketed 5 years or more from now. Many innovations are in the test stage. Some of our future developments lie in the field of electronics. We're constantly searching for greater power, greater efficiency, new power sources. Here is a new 4-cylinder engine under test. We're looking in new directions to solve old problems. With the aid of the latest and sensitive electronic equipment, we're checking out the durability and comfort factors of new devices. But always behind your sales effort, manufacturing the best car with the highest performance standards is Studebaker's primary endeavor. Quality and dependability of the new Lark is no accident. Modern electronic tools are enabling the engineers to analyze every element of the structure and operation of the car. Microphones and tape recorders are used to capture, measure, and explore the sounds a car makes in its operation. The frequency or pitch of a sound may tell when trouble exists in a moving part. All sorts of tests are employed to find out what happens to the suspensions, frame, wheels, engine, in fact, every part of the car in actual road operation. These are representative of the equipment, the men, and the tests which make it possible to produce the quiet, smooth, comfortable, and dependable ride we've come to expect from a Studebaker-made car. The maintenance of Lark superiority is achieved by quality control and constant vigilance over performance efficiency. The testing process is inexhaustible. Satisfaction comes only from perfection. Under the watchful eye of Vice President A.D. Whitmer, the manufacturing standards are kept high through careful process management, plant maintenance, and efficient production. They help to keep our make-ready cost the lowest in the industry. A very active part of that vigilance is furnished by our Parts Service Division, in itself a $20 million business. There are 17 zone parts depots to serve you and your customers. The South Bend warehouse has a phenomenal service record of 4.37 on back orders for 47,000 items on hand. In league with the mechanical excellence of our cars is styling and comfort. We're tireless in our efforts to find the new in auto design and new sales advantages for you. We believe that nothing is impossible to people who try. We proved it recently by restyling the Hawk in a remarkable 18-and-a-half-week pressure program. Many design engineers are at work on Studebaker cars of the future. We know those cars will be as attractive as they will be efficient and reliable. In Studebaker, we have a company that's growing with enthusiasm, looking to the future with a new face. Your dealer council has been most helpful in the planning for that future, but this is only the beginning. For even while this year's model is being built, the 1963 car is on the track, and the 64 and 65 models will be on the track by February of 1962. As the proverb says, aim high and achieve great things. We are aiming high, and with your help, we will achieve great things.